shoot. Did you hit record?
Yeah. Gotta. So we on red.
What's the topic?
Oh, we gonna find out right now.
All right. Whoa.
What's good?
What it do?
Welcome back. This is Humanity's Last Hope.
Yes, sir.
I'm Erron.
And I'm Dorian.
This is a podcast where we just have conversation, man.
And that's what we're going to do today because
we don't have a fucking topic.
We don't have a topic. So now that's not to say that we don't have topics. It's just we have a list of topics, but it's far back in our messages. And it's
we just don't want to fucking look for it.
Yeah, so we're just going to roll with it today. But I mean, that's what we do best anyway. So
yeah, impromptu.
Yep. But I was just getting ready to say something. I forgot what I was going to say.
You probably about to run. Go ahead and run housekeeping real quick.
Oh, yeah. Man, big shout out to our two sponsors, Brown Shoe Fit, located in the Midwest at 12 different states and towns. You may have a Brown Shoe Fit near you. You never know. So just, I mean, if you want to do the Google search, just search good shoes because, listen, whatever you do in life, whether you're running or whether you're working or whether you're playing, you're going to need something good underneath your feet, and Brown Shoe Fit does good shoes.
Kick game got to be proper.
All right. Now, if you want to be draped, if you want to be clothed in cloth,
talk on it,
fit for gods,
speak
then
to
you
it.
100% need to tap in with Anime Kills, a new hot streetwear brand dedicated to those who are trying to dispel limiting beliefs, excuses, and insecurities. Tap in with Anime Kills, ANIM3KILLZ on Instagram and TikTok, and then tap in with us too. All right.
Yes.
At Erron Vonner on IG and at Dorian D. Scotto on IG as well.
Yes, sir.
And so here we are.
Hey, what's good, man? How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Post check. We got to do that every now and again. I feel like asking each other, what we dealing with sometimes is good. How you feeling?
Man, well, you know what I'm
Be ready for the truth.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
On the, you know what I'm saying? I'm not ready to reveal that just yet. Well, I mean, after Sunday I will be. We can start talking about it then because that's like,
when it's official.
Right. But yeah, so but I mean everything else is cool, man. You know, I got to dip back to Oklahoma here for about, a week to 10 days. Yeah, man, just check on things, make sure everything's good, make sure everything's rolling right. And yeah, man. I mean,
businessman.
Yep, that's it, bro. I'll be in Oklahoma for a while, and I'll be back to check on things, and yeah, I don't know, man. What's going on?
Nothing
with you?
crazy.
Nothing crazy.
Yeah. Me just working on building network. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Trying to build more relationships and put myself out there. People of all ages, all colors, ethnicities, all backgrounds that associate somehow with real estate. Been essentially cold calling owner operators. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of start that conversation, not to buy their shit, but to really, establish a relationship with them.
Yeah.
See where they're at, how they got there. They might be able to impart some wisdom and just kind of, build more of a circle of like-minded people.
Yeah.
Because I think I need more of a real estate crowd. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like we talk real estate, of course, we have similar interests in various amount of channels and pillars. And I don't have like a set group that's just like, niggas, just all we talk is real estate. Right. I need to start establishing that because one thing that I have found to be the most valuable thing in life, right, is relationships. Mm-hmm. They make or break, situations. I know ours, for example, we're able to push each other, learn. This is out of both of our comfort zones. It's been fun so far. I haven't felt, so anxious. You know what I'm saying? The shit that I would typically feel putting myself out there doing something new, being that this is a new platform for us. For example, we were talking just the other day. One thing that we notice when we do communicate or we have this is we have to limit the likes and the ums. So we definitely need to still come up with, and we're still working on whatever that looks like to limit that. You know what I'm saying? We're going to probably make it fun, lighthearted, competitive, but we have to come up with something. And it probably won't be right now, but I think that's worth doing so that we can be better communicators in a sense. Because when you think about it, it's just a standard conversation. And if we're able to, express ourselves and bring our point across without having to use those kind of filler words, we're going to sharpen. You know what I mean?
Agreed. Yeah. I think, honestly, it's just annoying. I don't want to sound like that. at the end of the day.
When you brought it up, you was like, the shit was like 2 minutes. And I'm doing it right now.
Yeah.
It was 2 minutes worth of just bullshit.
Right. When I was editing the videos, it was
Cringy.
2 minutes and 6 seconds worth of likes and ums and
cringy-ish.
You know, so
We don't perceive to be perfect. Everybody deals with certain mannerisms and communication flaws and shit like that. That's just one that I feel is very achievable to conquer.
I think it is too. I think it's going to help us think more clearly.
Yeah, it's going to cause us we're so quick to say the next thing or feel we have to fill the space.
Right.
And you talked about this shit too, because Kanye did this shit so easily. He was just like, somebody asked him a question, and the guy didn't give him a chance to respond. He said, hey man, I'm going to respond. I just want to think about it. Like, there's no problem with me thinking about this. Like, you know what I mean?
That. Yeah.
And you told me too before, you want to exercise more, not silence, but more space in between how we think. Unless, we're just like, we're on one of those situations like the last that we're laughing. Yeah. The communication is so quick and rapid fire because it's meant to be, not because we feel it's dead air. Because when you really think about it, like, having a brief one of those isn't a bad thing, you know what I mean? So I think we have some work that we have to do in order to improve it. I think it'll take some time to get there, but it won't be difficult.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be difficult. The challenge for me is when I do take time to think about what I want to say, sometimes I have trouble doing it.
That's natural. You did.
Yeah,
I completely get you, because you want to formulate and put together what almost seems like vapor in the air and formulate it into concrete, not a vision, a picture.
You like Sukana's domain expansion?
Yeah, you did. you want to put that shit into actual form.
Yeah.
And the best way to do it is to ponder on it, to really think the shit over. Mm-hmm. You get me? But we're such in a world where fast pace is the best pace. You got a short period of time to catch the audience, yada, yada, yada. So for us, we feel we have to speak like fucking auctioneers and shit. Yeah, sold to the motherfucker in the background. You know what I mean? Like, and so we have to learn to slow, you know what I'm saying, slow the pace up.
Yeah, it feels like that. It feels like the speed at which things move, it forces us to feel like we need to be more of a finished product.
Facts.
Just with everything.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago about this very thing. He was an older gentleman, and he mentioned there was a time where you could go to work for a company and they would develop you. They would develop the talent that you could start at a janitor level. And there was paths to progression to hold a higher position in the company, and they would develop the talent. Yeah. They were like, you know what? We know it takes time for somebody to, whatever it may be, learn a new skill,
to grow their skills,
familiarize with the company. Exactly. Not anymore. Job market changed.
You gotta be trained to go and shit.
Trained to go.
Matter of fact, let's take this one quick second too, because I want to make sure that, because again, we're everything in this podcast. And in the back of my head, for some reason, I feel like I didn't hit one of the cameras. In the back of my head.
All right,
I'm gonna run it real fast.
See.
Gucci.
All right, and just so you guys know, still looking for a back end guy, engineer. But in order for us to do that, we need sponsors.
Yes.
So
additional sponsors.
So if you guys want to tap in with us, we would love to work with, like a cookie company.
Oh yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or like
we're cookie connoisseurs, you dig? So.
We're cookie connoisseurs. So or like a burger place. I don't know, like.
We just had a fire ass burger.
We did.
Oh my God. What's the name of the spot?
Skyrocket Burger.
Shit.
Yeah, man.
They accomplished what they set out to fucking accomplish.
Truly delicious. Yeah,
that shit was fire. Milkshake was bussin'.
Yeah, and I think I'll tell you what, when I walked into the establishment, my expectations immediately lowered. And so I think that's maybe why I enjoyed the burger. Maybe you had that same experience.
When you say that expectations lowered, like what were you expecting?
I was just expecting the inside to be different. I was expecting it to be a little bit cleaner.
Yeah. The crazy part is too, usually the best food spots are like the hole in the walls.
And this was a hole in the wall.
It's fuck. And I think they do that intentionally. They have people right on the wall and shit. Usually some of the best restaurants that I've been to usually have people right on the wall. have pictures all over the wall or some shit. Like there was this breakfast spot we went to in Chicago that was fire, and they had people describing all over the wall because it shows like culture. You know what I'm saying? Lineage type of thing. It shows they don't give a fuck about like the external. They care about the quality of the food.
I got you.
Because usually some of the most well put places, food's trash.
Oh my
Clean,
God, I know, right?
Pristine environment.
And maybe that's why it is trash. It's like when it comes to food, I mean, there has to be a little bit of improvisation, I think. You know, there has to be a little bit of...
They didn't have no packaging. Like their bag was a greasy ass brown bag.
Bro, I was thinking the same thing when I saw it. I said, wow.
Greasy, like the Doug, nigga, the
sack lunch.
You know what I'm saying? The greasy ass brown bag with just a checker wrapper.
The checker wrap. No branding, no nothing.
Branding. They didn't care about none of that shit.
The food was the brand because the everything was fire. The bacon was perfect. I got bacon on my burger. I did
too.
You did too? Oh, okay.
Required. Automatic.
Yeah. It was just top tier all the way around. And then I don't know what sauce that was. I don't care because it was good.
And so sometimes, and this goes with a lot of other shit too, like quality can precede the exterior. You know what I'm saying? People like to package shit up as if it's quality when it's
Well,
not.
we talked about that yesterday with the cologne.
Oh,
yeah,
bro.
like sometimes you pay. I feel like I'm paying for the bottle in a sense. You know?
You're paying for the marketing in the bottle.
Paying for the marketing in the bottle because the scent and this, you know, some of the scents are good, and that may be because of the, you know, culturally.
Yes,
we may want more of a presentation, but I mean, not everybody. So like, you know, and like the Invictus bottle, it's a trophy, or like the 1 million bottle. You know what I'm saying? Like,
gold brick.
It's a
and
gold
to be
brick.
honest, there are situations where that meets quality because those are some good ass scents.
Those are good scents, yes.
You know what I'm saying? But there's also, so I'm transcending that shit because the bottle of the one that I thought was better scent than both of those, it's like standard shape. You know what I'm saying? Standard color black. It's nothing fancy about the motherfucker.
You talking about which cologne?
I forgot the name of it, but it's one at the scent room or some shit like it. But it's like a $400. That's $300 bottle. But it's not like a standard. You know, the one that you see on billboards, the one that you see everybody with. That's probably why I'm gonna get it because the shit smelled good. And Remy was like, "This shit smells." As soon as she threw that shit in my, like, literally got in the car, she threw it in my nose. I was like, "Damn, what the fuck is that?"
Oh,
this shit smells like summer. Like if I correlate summer, California, if I correlate walking down a clean California street with the palm trees on left, right, with just your people's playing hopscotch, one left, one right, pool party going on down the block, a barbecue up the street, a yard sale around the corner. You know what I mean? Some people riding some dirt bike. If I had to correlate to the perfect summer walk, everybody's gonna like look at me because of this cologne. That scent. It just smelled phenomenal.
I don't know why I got disappointed just now, but I am.
Why?
Because, bro, that's just not, you know, I want to experience that type of summer again so bad. But California is just not an option anymore, bro. That's so
right
saddening.
Not right now.
That's what I'm saying. Well, okay, you're right.
Because
excuse me, not right now.
There's going to be ebbs and flows of the market. They might get to a point where either we get to a level or a standard where it's almost like that's like on the bottom of our list. You did,
yeah, but then what fun is it going to be? Like if everybody can't be there, then like, what is it just going to be a bunch of rich people? That ain't no fun.
No. I'm not saying a bunch of rich people. I'm just saying a place where, because not everybody that lives in California is rich. One. What I'm saying is to comfortably do it.
Okay, well, I was speaking to what I had in mind was like, because of the cost of living, because of just how the states run, it's just not a place that I would see myself living in anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like,
currently.
And what you described with that whole setting that whole picture that you painted with the dirt bikes and the pool party and the barbecue, et cetera.
Motor scooter here or there. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't feel like that's there anymore.
It honestly, it barely exists now in any state. To be honest, bikes, people outside playing this and the third, you usually don't catch that. Excuse me, that kind of vibe anymore. If I go outside in some of my neighborhoods, right, that I've lived in, I would have to sit there for probably hours and hours on end to see even one person or a couple or somebody walk past me.
Really?
Back in the day, that's where everything was happening. So I don't think we'll ever get back to that point. But
why do you think that is?
I think that is because of a lot of factors. You know, people found attachment to things that don't require them to be outside. people have been able to connect with other people via phone call, via text, via FaceTime, via video game. You know, so they don't need to physically. If I wanted to tap in with somebody physically, I'd have to go make that connection. Right. And so getting the culture back to interaction, you know, relationships is a goal of mine. One, because I feel it's been so parsed and decentralized and fractured that it's causing not just a rift, it's making it a lot harder. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want to even like engage with other people because they've been in this period where they haven't had to. Mm-hmm. Me, I feel like it's lifeblood. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's necessary. Matter of fact, we had a conversation earlier about one of your new passion projects. Kind of just formulated, kind of had an epiphany last episode vibe. You know what I mean? So where you could pretty much, if you put every, like you said, like billions of people together to achieve the one objective, how fast or how quickly can you make that happen? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like there's power in that. So if I'm trying to get to a position faster, yeah, I could do the pride route and, you know, tread it on my own, and I'm going to be doing that regardless. But if I have the opportunity to go with a few people, go further, you know what I'm saying? And in some cases faster, depending on who those people are, I'm choosing that route every time. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck would I want to go through the woods or the forest by myself when I could, you know, experience this with other people?
Right.
That's me personally. I'm more of an extrovert.
Right. So
my goal is to kind of start, like people that I just don't even know, like I'm going to start implementing that almost that rejection methodology in that we heard about in that book, that I think 100 Ways to Get Rejected or some shit of what it's called, in a sense of more not getting rejected, but more so just putting myself out there. Yeah. Say, hey, what's your name? Okay, Erron. Just meeting, just having a goal of just saying what's up to a new person every day, type of things. You know what I mean?
That's a good goal to have.
And again, like it's not in a sense to necessarily like saturate my life with people, but it's to build that ability to at any given time, right? Motherfucker, I got a conversation for you. Right. I got some words that you gonna want to hear, that you gonna laugh at. You dig? And so it builds that up, because otherwise, because you can't do business effectively without working well with other people. Yeah, for a period of time you can, but at some point that shit's gonna give in.
Yeah, you know, and we talked about this a little bit yesterday. You know, once you get to a certain level of experience doing anything, and I'm not talking like guru status, you know, where people have like figured stuff out, or perhaps pioneers in a certain field, right? Yeah. But once you reach a certain level, I mean, like it's all in terms of business, you know, it becomes relationships, you know, it becomes who you know at a certain point. It becomes a people game.
Yeah. And not even a numbers game, but more of I can build onto what you're building onto.
Yeah. And so that, you know, it's like, which is said a lot these days. Well, how much value can you provide?
Everybody's looking for what value you bring.
Exactly.
And so what I would say is step into a situation knowing your value, your worth. Mm-hmm. And then it doesn't matter at that point. Right. Because if somebody finds you more valuable or less valuable, it doesn't fucking matter. You find yourself valuable to this extent.
Right.
That's how you operate.
Yeah.
Somebody might not see it. Who the fuck cares? Move on to the next. Yeah. Like in any relationship.
Yeah. I think it was Jimi Hendrix. It was either Jimi Hendrix or Andre 3000 that said, it could be Bob Marley too. I don't know where I heard this quote, but they said, you know, I don't really like attach any weight to people's compliments. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't like people say I'm this, people compliment me on this. I don't care. It doesn't really affect me, because even if they're heaping a ton of praise on me, he said, I don't care, because I know exactly who I am and where I'm at. Yeah. You know, and so that goes with what you're saying. You know, you got to know your value before you step into a place. Because if not, I think there can be some friction between you and the next person, or you, perhaps even you and the person that you intended to connect with, because, you know, one, you don't know your value, so you don't really know how to approach the conversation or approach that person. So yeah, I mean, it really serves you to know like your value, and that takes a lot of work, you know,
internally.
Yeah, it takes a lot of internal work. Man, I came across this fire quote the other day. And he said, I forgot who said it, but he goes, you know, I had to throw up a lot of filth of things that I were taught and things that I had once half believed in order to walk fully upright on earth. And so I think just that
That's
statement,
very graphic.
but I mean, but it's like, but I think it speaks to the fact that, you know, that could be a difficult process to truly do it right. You know, like to go like deep down in there, you know what I'm saying? Like excavate your own.
Yeah, you got to dig some shit out and then get it out you.
Yeah, you got to get it out, you know?
I think so. And just kind of that self-work helps you establish your self-worth. The self-work helps you establish your self-worth, right? So once you build it, you know what I mean? For me personally, my confidence or my belief in myself, I guard that. Nobody can take that from me besides myself, right? The only...
You guard it how?
The way I guard it is a few different ways. One, I remind myself. Two, I execute. I give myself confidence knowing that I follow through. I might not always hit the mark in a lot of cases, but I do enough to establish that know of myself, right? And even if I stumble, even if I don't get it right the first time, second time, the fact that I'm still going back to back, like I'm still trying or I'm still putting forth the effort, allows me to understand that it's just a matter of time, you know, before I have that opportunity. Because I'm not that type of person that sits here and be like, oh shit, it's not working, I can't do it. Like it just didn't work that time. Back at it. And some's gonna have to give it. It's not gonna be me in that situation, right? And then, because the biggest thing I have or difficulty I have with that is that in situations where like nobody believes in something as much as you believe in it, nobody has the same confidence. Usually people don't jump on something until the first 10 people jump on or get in it. That's usually how people operate. They have to see for them, like the first 10 people do it before they're willing to do it. So truly, I'm not that type of person. I'm going to jump into it because I believe it, right? And there's a sense of freedom behind that. I'm not chained to other people's choices and options. I freely made that decision. I freely did that because I wanted to see the outcome. I would say the raw outcome, not it happened because somebody else made it happen and then I just mimicked that. I wanted to see the raw outcome. Like I haven't seen anybody execute this in my life or purview successfully. So I'm going to see if I can, which is a scary thing. But once you're able to like have a few of those wins, you're able to like remind yourself of like who you are. And so if somebody else comes and say, I think you're fraud, or I think you're this and that, third, your guard in the sense is just like, my memory. I revert back to the time where I showed myself I wasn't what they said. So it comes from two different things. One, the ability to believe it, see it, speak it, and two, the ability to execute towards it. You don't have to execute. They don't have to be successfully executed, but execute towards it. If I'm able to do that, then, like for example, the call, right? Like cold calling a owner operator or something like that, like in the market at a small family. Yeah. If I'm able to make the call, that shows I wasn't pussy. Yep. I'm not this shit is not something that's gonna make me afraid. This isn't gonna be the thing that holds me back. Yeah. But I'm in it, and it can be crippling for other people, and I'm confident. And I still was kind of like nervous. Yeah. So I know it exists in other humans.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to let that shit be the thing. Oh, I couldn't make the phone call. I'm going to be talking to my grandkids. Yeah, man, I just couldn't make the call. I'm gonna sound so fraud pussy. Like in front of my people's like, they gonna look at me like, a call? That was it? And that might be in an age where calling somebody or talking to somebody just randomly might be so second nature. It makes you feel like, damn, I'm out of touch. Or I was afraid. And this little 3-year-old did it. This little 6, like, bruh, hell no. I can't allow that. Mm-hmm. So for me, it comes from that internal work, like you said.
Yep. And
then taking action. That helps me like guard that shit, because if I'm not taking action, I'm not following up with shit, then what is there to guard really? It's nothing. Like I'm pretty much faking it. I'm faking it. I'm faking the external. Like I could do that. I'm worthy of that, but I'm not doing anything for it, doing anything towards it. So I'm faking that shit. Like I'm talking myself into it. I'm not actually believing it. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that'd be like the same thing as like, you know, standing in one spot and wishing for $1 million and then saying, I'm not gonna, you know, and then just standing there until it comes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna move. I'm immovable. I'm a diligent, determined. Like I'll stand up for the rest of my life, but no actual like tangible actions come from that. Like no, you have to go seek. You got to go hunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me,
you got to do it. Yeah.
It comes from that. And so when somebody comes to me or somebody says something, this and the third, I'm like, man, I look too good for that. I'm too confident for that. I'm too above that. You know what I'm saying? But it's cute. It's cute that you think it might, you know, fuck with me.
Right.
But it took a lot of years to establish my confidence. It's like, I'll be damned if a motherfucker says, oh, that shit is whack. For it to really like shake me.
So that's what you were mentioning about.
It's not real.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not real. It never was real. If that shit can make my house of cards come down, that shit was never fucking real.
Right.
I was fraud.
Right. Yeah. So doing the work itself to get to establish the confidence is what maintains the confidence.
Because if you don't think about it, if you don't do any of the, like for example, fitness is a perfect example, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody want to be fit. Some niggas want to be fat. Some. But inside, everybody fucking wants abs. Everybody wants the
the big shoulders, arms, and legs.
I want fucking calves. You dig? My calves are struggling, but I'm pushing. Like I'm gonna be like, I can't be all about legs and my calves look feeble. I'm like, fuck it. If I want a well-rounded body, I'm gonna have to double X these fucking calves. I'm gonna do calves on arm day, ab day, house day. Like you dig? I gotta do it to achieve it
every way. Yeah.
Because when it comes down to it, I can't just rely on the genetics. Oh, you know, I'm black, I'm never gonna get calves, so why try? So for me, the way I safeguard my shit is through action. And the crazy shit about that, actions don't even have to be successful. You don't have to succeed necessarily. You just have to have the perseverance to know that if it doesn't work the first time, you got a second, got a third, got a fourth. And if you do that enough times,
so it's in the striving.
Yeah, it's almost like you built up the skill enough to where you made it true. Matter of fact, this dude, Busta Rhymes said, it's only I forgot how you describe this. What's the word? He says it's only, there's a word for like outlandish, for somebody's like trying to achieve something. Might be able to, it's only
delusional.
Mm-hmm. It's only delusional until it's not.
Right. Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That shit sounds wildly delusional until you fucking do it. And then, so at some point, whether you give or that it gives, regardless, somebody can come to me and say, man, like, you didn't achieve the goal, but goddamn, bro, you was in this gym every fucking day. You a hard ass working cat.
Right.
I just got trickled on like multiple characteristics that other people gave to me just because of the perseverance I had to get to the goal. I might not have won the fucking marathon, but I completed it. You know what I mean? It's like, and I trained for it. Me personally, I'm not picking up, and I'm gonna be real with myself. I ain't picking up no fucking triathlon or none of that shit. But if I did, and then I went through the training part, I might most likely wouldn't be successful with the shit. But I'm like, another nigga ain't gonna talk shit to me. Like, bro, and nigga, you didn't even know. I'm like, look, bro, nigga, do you even run a mile? You dig? Like my actions have to be able to safeguard my shit.
Yeah, and you know, like, I think criticism only comes from people who feel like they can't do what you're doing, or maybe want to do what you're doing and don't. for whatever reason. So, I think criticism is one of those things. They're like signposts on the path to your goal. Let you know you're headed in the right direction.
I like how you put that.
Yeah, it's like, criticism there. 2 miles away from the goal. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't seen somebody say nothing in a while. I might be going the wrong way.
Hold on now. Exactly. Or I may be shrinking from, the goal, or I may be,
because that's one thing
delineating in some way.
That's one thing that's true as shit. The more successful and more out there, the more you try to do in this world, the more that's gonna come against it. And that's in every fucking
and I think it's just the number of people increase, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, because you're only gonna receive, not everyone's gonna criticize you. There's only a small people who are gonna criticize you or say anything negative. And so the more known you become, then just that number of people increases.
But the percentage decreases. Potentially, because if you think about it, right?
It could. I'm not sure. I don't know.
So I'm just gonna relate it ratio wise, right? The number of people that are gonna see this, let's say 1 million, right? When I was at 10,000, there's not enough people to hate. There might be 1 or 2 people, like 10 people, right? Or fuck, there might be a lot. Let's say there's 100, 1,000, whatever it may be, right? Let's say I get to like then 1 million people. Right, it's going to be a lot more than 100 people, a lot more than 1,000. But the percent of what that total is varied to the amount of people that see it. Decreases.
Yeah, it decreases.
So it's like you have to be willing for more people to say that you're delusional, you're like trippy, or that your shit is just way left field. But you could tell when somebody's like truly confident is because despite, like for example, like Elon Musk, we always mention this nigga on here, right? The dude broke his own fucking window to the vehicle that he said was impenetrable or some shit.
Yeah.
In the middle of the fucking thing. Like, usually, niggas be like, oh shit, well, scrap it. That's it.
Yeah.
Usually, right? That makes sense. Like, oh shit, well, nobody's gonna fucking believe this shit.
Right.
This nigga kept doing it anyway. Like, he kept progressing anyways. Like, that wasn't supposed to happen. And he laughs about it. And then everybody else is like, yeah, you said that shit wasn't supposed to happen. Literally embarrasses himself. His face on the floor. Proceeds to move forward anyway. Now, like Cybertrucks are selling off the fucking rack.
Sorry, I see.
I'm seeing that car fucking everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like, people flipping out, doing crazy shit to it. It's just fun. The funniest thing in the world is that this nigga is so confident. He's like, I literally just did, or something just happened opposite of what I said was gonna happen, right in front of everybody live.
Like the worst possible outcome.
The worst possible outcome. And the confidence didn't, oh shit, that wasn't supposed to happen. Confidence did not just leave this motherfucker like soul. That's soul snatching, like you would say, in a sense. Because
it's like this.
I'm saying, like, I'm the fastest nigga on earth. And then as soon as I say that I go in a race and I lose, then I'm not the fastest nigga on earth. Oh shit, that wasn't supposed to happen. But then if I come back and then show that I'm the fastest, like,
beat him?
Yeah. It's like, okay.
Well, guess what? I'm the fastest on earth again.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm fucking back.
I'm the fastest again.
There's a show called
I like that.
A Sprinter on.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Show. So the dude, I think it's Knowles, or what's his dude?
Noah Lyles.
Yeah, Noah Lyles, right? Big talker, right? He's talking his game. And to the dude that was currently the record holder.
Okay.
Dude that was currently record holder is like, like he just like he was talking. Noah was talking. He's like, yeah, sounds good, bro, because he's not a shit talker. Because he was saying like he likes to talk. I don't know why, but I just like to run. I'm out there for business.
Noah was the one talking shit.
Yeah, Noah was the one talking.
Okay,
shit.
got you.
And the dude goes out there, the one that wasn't talking shit, and loses. Doesn't even qualify. Doesn't even qualify. Whoa. Literally in the middle of just saying, like this press conference, like holding the record currently. You know what I'm saying? He holds the record and he didn't even qualify.
Whoa.
So it's a tough L to take, right?
Big
After
time.
you take the prideful, like, I'm not saying shit, I'm just about business, and then still take the L. It's just like, damn, so you got to come back again next year. But it's just crazy to see, because you could be the top of your class, the top of the thing, and then you could still not win.
Yeah.
You could still take a L. You could still, like, things don't turn out. But one thing that they have that a lot of people don't is, I would say, is that imbalance. They have enough imbalance in them to know that it don't fucking matter what just happened. I'm still
what do you mean by
imbalanced.
imbalance?
literally everything to the contrary is telling them that they are not them, the best person. They didn't win. The Cybertruck is impenetrable. The glass just broke in front of everybody. Every physical reality or manifestation is telling them, like, nigga, you're incorrect. Literally everybody just seen you were incorrect.
Oh, yeah.
But something in the imbalance is like, okay.
You're saying
Months
they have
later,
an actual imbalance like, in their
like,
head or something.
They didn't take that for reality for much longer after it happened. He didn't take that, the Cybertruck being indestructible, glass broke, to be like, okay, now this truck is not going to sell. Or because people was talking a lot of shit about it after that happened. It's all over the fucking media, right?
Yep.
He was like, all right. Came back even stronger. Now everybody's buying the truck. The truck's selling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or when niggas saying, going to Mars, or other, like their imbalance is just so there for them to not really take the critical or take, it's so safeguarded.
I think I think it's mostly, I think there's definitely an imbalance, and I think that the reason why, you hear, the reason why they're doing it is just,
so strong.
Yeah, it's just, it overwhelms, it's like.
It overwhelms the senses.
Yeah, I mean.
Because to see something not actually happen how it's supposed to can fucking deter the shit out of, like, me, for sure. Hey, man, this car is for you. If you get into an accident, family safe, all good. And then you watch a experiment of that same car go through a car crash, it looks like a balled up foil. You're like, nigga, I'm not driving that. I'm not driving that motherfucker. I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks. I'm out. I'm gonna go over here to Toyota or some shit. I'm not driving that motherfucker.
You said balled up foil.
Balled up foil.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
another nigga, and there's some things it's stupidity, yeah. But another is like, was that supposed to? Okay, cool. Like, let's have another trial then. Let's see. Okay, what was wrong with that one? They reevaluate. Oh, yeah, it was faulty. Okay, so we have to lock that in. We have to double evaluate QA. We got to improve in QA. Come back with a game plan and reevaluate. But in their head, it's like, this car is still indestructible. I just haven't gotten there yet. In their head, they see it at the end of the tunnel before it's ever existed. To that
imbalance. Because I think there was a combination of them knowing what's possible and them believing they can do it.
Lean into that imbalance, though.
Oh, yeah. I think there just has to be. You can't be. How can you expect to do anything significant if you're not devoted to the process? And that's where the genius comes in. That's where, like, all the good stuff happens when there's obsession involved.
And when there's like all forces on all levels, on all sides of you, that's when you, like, the aha comes.
You talking about, like, outside
everything's
pressure?
closed.
Like,
no, not just outside pressure, just things is falling apart here, just destroyed here.
Oh, yeah.
And then boom, lab explodes. Out of the lab comes some nuclear opportunity that just changed the game for the rest of the.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But it just looked like a fucking explosion. Yeah,
like a fortunate accident.
It was just an explosion of just stupidity, and it's like, fuck, nothing's gonna come of that. Think about every anime or any DC Marvel. It comes from some incidental ass.
Oh sure, yeah. There's like luck involved.
And then it also comes from just disaster. Something so, like, meant to be bad.
Which, like, that's a clearing out of the old.
Yes.
It's not necessarily like, okay, sure, like forest fires.
Yeah.
Sometimes forest fires have to occur so that they can burn off some of the old shrubbery, dead leaves or whatever, and sometimes the seeds germinate during fire too. So, like, destruction isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Necessarily.
It's not. It clears out the old, makes way for the new. Steve Jobs said that.
Yeah.
But he was referring to death, which is the same thing.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. And I like how that sounds, because usually we attribute that for just complete and utter failure. No opportunities.
Yeah, it feels that way.
Yeah. It's just, you got to
because you worked so hard up to that point.
Sometimes your feelings are lying.
Yeah.
Lying like a motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's really what I think changes how they are able to pursue shit and transcend shit, is that feeling that was a fucking lie.
Yeah, well, the reward is there for those who can stick around after things fall apart. You know, so it's like the persistence, you know.
Icky Johnson says he measures people by, because everybody knows what to do when everything's going well.
Oh, sure.
When everything's going well,
You talking
know
about the fighter guy?
No, Inky Johnson was he was a football player.
Oh.
He paralyzed like half of his arm or his arm. He used to play for, I think, Tennessee. Inky Johnson. He's like
I think I know who you're talking about.
He's a motivational speaker now.
Okay.
Yeah. So he all of his videos, he constantly says something along the lines of like, the measurement of somebody is not like, you know, people know what to do when everything's going well.
Sure.
Do you know what to do when shit isn't?
Right.
That's when it changes the game. So when shit ain't going your way, that's what truly measures a person.
Right.
Not when everything is going your way.
Right.
Of course you know what the fuck to do.
Yeah, anybody's gonna know what to do in a situation when, you know, it doesn't. You make a decision, nets you the lotto or something, you know, like you. Yes, I 100% understand what you're saying. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I would say this conversation, this chat, kind of more on the sense of like, I would say, lean into that imbalance, that uniqueness, the thing that can make you stand out in your world. Because that will allow you to be, I would say, the most free and happy one. And whatever that looks like for each person in that world. Because again, it's all authentic. It's all them. It's all of their creation. They didn't have to mold themselves to do this and the third, change certain things that they weren't in agreement with.
right.
Because it's so fucking rewarding. I'm just seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
These days. People truly being themselves is just rewarding the fuck out of them.
Oh God, yeah, man, it's just crazy.
I just, you know, and at some point, I guess my goal is to be is to be that authentic, that moving in a sense, to just know that this nigga, I give you $100,000 and know that you're gonna do what you said you were gonna do. You're gonna return what you said you're gonna return, and I just fucking met you. I want to carry that kind of spirit. Not saying it exists, but I want to carry that kind of spirit. Just like a trusting, open, like people know I'm being real.
Yeah.
Because there's so much like foolishness and fabrication these days.
Ain't that the truth?
Like you said, niggas claiming they trying to help you, but they hitting you for the bag.
Right. It's like,
hitting you upside the head with the bag.
bing, like full of them gold coins from the cartoons.
Yeah, we had a good one.
Yes, sir, man. It was mostly you, man. It was good long riff, bro. Dropping some knowledge on us.
Yes.
So and some good insight, because, you know, and you mentioned this before. You know, one of these days we're gonna be able to talk about some of the things that you did in the past, previous jobs that you held, some pretty prestigious jobs, some places, interesting places that you worked, and because I think being in some of those environments and some of those organizations, I mean, with so many different smart people, and you being one of them, I mean, you just kind of by osmosis absorb some of the things. It's like a theory called spillover. You know what I'm saying? So,
no, I agree with that.
you know, you being, you know, like, you've got some, you know, some of the stuff that you say is very insightful, bro. So
It's like, and it's not through like education either. It's just how and it takes a while for me to kind of formulate, like you said, that vapor should turn like I said, it turn that vapor into actual like words.
right.
It takes a while for me to kind of express it. That's why this is helping me build that muscle.
Yeah.
These conversations.
Yeah. And I've noticed, especially on your Instagram pages and stuff.
Wait till this
I see
shit
you really,
like we get into hundos. Niggas gonna be
bruh, I
niggas
know,
not
right?
even gonna be speaking. You just gonna see the caption above their head saying what they think.
telepathically.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, we got something from this.
Yes. And if
So-
you didn't,
Well,
we did. Let's go.
yes, sir.